What's up, my Essential Units? It's the Essential Man here. So this is my review of Raw's War for the 7th of July 1997. This is the first Raw after Canadian Stampede. This show was in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Edmonton, is it Chris Benoit's, not technically his birthplace, but his build place, because Benoit is not really from Edmonton. He's basically born in Montreal. Maybe he grew up in Edmonton. Not too sure. Don't quote me. But anyway, so this show was in Canada. I'm not too sure it's the first time they did a Raw in Canada. Maybe they did it before 1997. Not too sure. I know they did some Raws in Canada. I think the last one they did was probably in was it 2005? Yeah, with Shawn Michaels. He was a heel, pissing off the fans in Canada. He had teasing of a Bret Hart return in 2005 before he actually made his return in 2010. Maybe, yeah, I think it was the last time Raw. I was wrong. I don't remember. Was the last time Raw did a show in Canada? Like a show in Canada. It's been a long time. I wish they'd go back to do a show in Canada. Like take it away from doing a show in the United States and America. Take out its environment, but not to disrespect the United States and America. I'm just saying, like, do a show outside of the US. Once for a while. They haven't like done a show. I think they haven't really done like an international show since I think like since I'm talking about like on a Raw SmackDown for a very long time. Don't know what I think they haven't done a UK show for a long time. Anyway, I'm going off the topic, man. But AEW did like a show outside the United States that was in the Bahamas. It was the Jericho Cruise episode of Dynamite way back in 2020. Anyway, I'm good off the topic, man. So anyway, so like I said, this show was in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, outside of Calgary. So the show kicked off with Bret coming out, wearing. I don't really watch a lot of hockey. I'm gonna butcher this team's name. Oilers. I'm guessing Oilers. Jerseys. He kind of, he's really getting praised. They really adore him as a babyface because it's in Canada. In the United States he was a villain, a heel. But in Canada they praised him like a god. You're not gonna get that anytime in any wrestling environment or in any wrestling company, whether it's WWE or AEW, like a heel, like getting booed in some place else, and by the time they go to their hometown, they get cheered. Anyway, so because this is Bizarro World, Bizarro Town. If you don't know what the meaning Bizarro World, Bizarro Town in professional wrestling. It's basically cheering for the heels and booing the baby faces. Anyway, so he kind of thanks for the fans for being their hero, and I'm a basically he said about like the last few weeks I learned about America, love it or leave it. There's one thing I was looking forward to it, loving it and leaving it, referring to the United States and America. They said like Bret said about Americans think they're so much better than the world. Go and ask Donovan Bailey. Before I reviewing this episode, I looked up who is Donovan Bailey. He's a Canadian. I think he was a track field, like a sprinter. He beated Michael Johnson. I think it was in a race. I think it was like at the 1996 Olympic Games, maybe. Or a different competition, athletic comp. That's the reason why Bret name dropping Donovan Bailey, because he beat Michael Johnson, who at the time was, I think he held a record of being the fastest man in the world, until Usain Bolt broke that record a decade later in 2008 in Beijing. Anyway, so So he said like we was it treat the needy and the old. We got healthcare. We got gun crime. Oh no, gun control. My apologies. We don't shoot someone, on the streets. We don't riddle of what was it racist bigotry and hate. We care about each other. Really putting over Canada. We're different than America. And also he goes up to the Undertaker. He brings up the Undertaker. Brett says like I'm not gonna disappoint my Canadian fans. He said like if he doesn't like he said about if I don't win the World Wrestling Federation title by hook or crook, he will never wrestle on American soil ever again. Then he calls out Owen Hart, and then he brings up he didn't really he kind of name dropped Stone Cold Steve Austin, referring to the American scum. Yeah, Owen Hart with a good haircut, getting cheered. Owen is never known for his being a babyface. He's better off as a heel. He got that good pop. Then he brings up the British Bulldog. They also Bret Hart brings up Owen will face Austin at SummerSlam, and then he brings up the British Bulldog, David Boy Smith. Owen and Bulldog dressing up wearing the Oilers. I think that's the name, Oilers. I can't really pronounce it. Pronounce it on the comment section below. Yeah, I think it's a hockey team. Maybe it's I don't know, it's a hockey team or a basketball team. I don't know. Up in Canada, because anyway, so yeah, Brett says they're gonna I think he said like Bulldog's gonna manhandle Ken Shamrock, and Bulldog did the throat cutting thing. Did the throat slashing bit thing, and then I basically see through the American television. I said about like the show is American or TV. I think he said TV is American, the camera crew is American, the World Wrestling Federation. Right now it's WWE, by the way. The World Wrestling Federation is American. The wrestlers are American. And you can't. They basically look through the time. Like they saw the Titantron, and there's the Canadian flag. Then they play the national anthem of Canada. Then you got Stone Cold Steve Austin came out of nowhere, attacked the Hart Foundation with the chair. He got booed. I think he got like Austin suck chance. Like I said, this is Bizarro World because the Harts are the baby faces and Austin as a heel. Technically, he was a babyface after WrestleMania 13. Austin's character, you can tell he's kind of like a tweener. I think like since like turning against Brett, basically like the double turn at WrestleMania 13, he was kind of like turning into a tweener. I think it's after. I think he's still a babyface, but he's doing some. It's just Austin is Austin for whatever it, whatever it is. But anyway, so Brett grabs a mic, said about like. This is like he says it like this is how I support put through this every night. I don't care if you walk over me when you walk over my family. I promise you're not gonna walk over Canada. And that was it. So moving on to the first match of the night. So the first match of the night we got Taka Michinoku taking on the Great Sasuke or Sasuke. I can't say it's Sasuke. It's Suzuki. This is a rematch from Canadian Stampede. He had Brian Christopher on commentary. The match was good. I like that match of Canadian Stampede a little bit better, but there was multiple botches in this match. Taka was going for I think he was going like a springboard rope moonsault, but instead he kind of like slipped, and he managed to land onto the Great Sasuke. Not awkwardly, but kind of normally, like if you manage to hit that move. If that was an ECW territory, you probably get like you fucked up chance. But anyway, and also the Great Sasuke also botched. Sorry, I'm trying to say Suzuki. He's saying Sasuke. Jesus Christ. Sasuke hit like I think it was a handspring. Not a handspring elbow, but a handspring somersault or something. Off the top rope, but he kind of barely connected Taka Michinoku. Yeah, this match was getting a little bit botchy. In the end, Suzuki hit the Tiger Bomb. I think it was a Tiger Power Bomb onto Taka Michinoku. I think Taka hit the Minutu driver. Thinking he was going to hit the moonsault, but Suzuki got away. This is before Suzuki got the victory, so Yeah, it was a bit botchy, but on the flip side, still a good match. I don't know why I thought like Brian Christopher will get involved. Why he's kind of there. He said about like for the Great Suzuki's on television, he's on newspapers, magazines. Is that supposed to oppress me, or should I be oppressed? Something like that. I don't know why that he was there. It's funny, like before the start of this match, he's kind of like teased the fans, like, "Touch me, do not touch me." I don't get this whole Brian Christopher vibe. We'll get to him. He's wrestled a match later on the show. So moving on to the next match. So the next match, we got Crush taking on Savio Vega. This match, mediocre. It's basically, Savio Vega represent the Los Periquas, and Crush represents the DOA, the Disciple of Apocalypse. Faction warfare, folks. Holla, actually not holla, 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 but right. Faction warfare, folks. Waka waka. Because at this moment in time, Vince Russo, I think he was the booker or head writer of the WWF. He's doing these faction warfares. You got the Heart Foundation, you got the Nation of Domination, you got the Truth Commission. So far, haven't saw the Truth Commission since the episode of Raw in South Africa. Why probably they showed up on an episode of Shotgun Saturday Night. Not really. You've got later on in the year you had the D-Generation X. So yeah, this faction warfare is basically expiring what AEW is doing right now. Anyway, the match was it was starting to be okay match. It was starting to be good, but it was bogged down with, you had members of DOA attack Savio Vega. Then it basically turned into a brawl between Los Periquas and DOA. The fans were getting behind members of DOA, crushing Savio Vega. They were former members of the Nation of Domination. They got kicked out. DOA got like a good cheer, and that was it. So they stand tall, and let's moving on to the next promo. The next promo you had Paul Bearer brings up last week's episode of Raw when he revealed the secret of the Undertaker. Vince kind of confronts him like, should you apologize? And Bearer says, why should I apologize? Undertaker should be apologizing because he said like, I'm not a killer. I didn't kill. Undertaker should be the one to apologize. And he said about, Kane is alive. He said like, why should I tell you anything? Undertaker tells that true story. Kane told me, he said like, he confirmed like Kane's still alive. He's grown up, all these years, disfigured. Some of these body parts are okay. Some of them are disfigured. He went through operations, skin graphic. Can't go outside in the sun because of his scar. I know what I feel like. And because he brings up, he got hit by the fireball, but by the Undertaker. All these years, people really complain about the Paul Bearer character from 1997 because, that was a point. That was kind of like a red herring. Have the Undertaker throw in the fireball in the face of Paul Bearer. I get it. They ditched the gimmick. Not ditched the gimmick, but ditched the old image of Paul Bearer with the dark skin, the dark hair, the mustache, the white skin. I get it. The character was getting stale, but you're trying to make it like, he's disfigured, but. You end up with not coming out with normal skin, ginger hair, without the mustache. You end up growing the mustache later on in the year, but I'm guessing it's a bit of a disservice, man. I'm guessing they're trying to make fans at the time making the fans guessing. I suppose to say so. Anyway, so to wrap up, so he said about I think he said true, pure, unadulterated hate is the strongest emotion. He said the Undertaker, you're trying to kill me. The whole people heard. He's a murderer, and that was it. So, you can tell like they're taking a back seat of this whole Undertaker Paul Bearer feud because it was a good ride. It's a good feud at the time. You can tell Undertaker will end up facing Bret Hart at SummerSlam. and his feud with Shawn Michaels in the autumn, and then they kind of resumed it when Kane, made his debut, and also they said Kane will face his evil brother, that's The Undertaker. We'll get to Bad Blood in October. So moving on to, it was a good promo by the way by Paul Bearer. So moving on to the finals of the Tag Team Championship Tournament. We got the two members of the Nation of Domination. That is Farouk and D'Lo Brown taking on Bulldog and Owen. The Nation are the heels, and the Hart Foundation for one night only because the next Raw will be in San Antonio. There's a bit of a spoiler alert. Are the baby faces. The match was good. This match was good. I really enjoyed this match. You could say match of the night, but I really enjoy it. Yeah, you got the members of the Nation got involved. Then I think Pillman came out of nowhere. I thought he's not. By the way, before we get to this, The Undertaker's not on the show. Not on the show. He's the World Wrestling Federation champion. This show's in Canada. It'd be really cool to have The Undertaker on the show. Not in a match, but basically cutting a promo or attacking Paul Bearer because why? Because the secret is out. I don't get it. It's just Anyway, it'd be really cool. It's really disappointing not having The Undertaker in Canada. But anyway, let's get back to this match. So Pillman came out of nowhere. I think he's trying to friend hit the I think it was Calmer and the other members of the Nation with, I think it was a flag or flagpole. I can't remember. There's an American flag. He'll get booed in Canada. But I get he's from America. Yeah, he trained with the Hart family dungeon. Anyway, so in the end, the match ended in a count win for the Hart Foundation. He would face Stone Cold Steve Austin and his mysterious tag team partner because Shawn Michaels, he basically quit the company. He came back to SummerSlam. Referee the main event. I think that was the main event. Taker and Brett will get to SummerSlam not too long, because this weekend we're doing SummerSlam 1992. But anyway, so so that was it. So the next match we got Stone Cold Steve Austin taking on Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Vince kind of like interviewed Austin before the start of the Nation versus not LOD, NOD. The Nation Domination versus Boulder and Owen match. He said about he said about who's your tag team partner. He called Vince a manure head. He said about for Mankind. Said about give him respect. I'll give him an ass whooping. He's a freak with his scruffy hair and has no ear. Anyway, so he said I don't give a damn. So, and also towards Hunter Hearst Helmsley, it brings out he's king of the ring, been there, done that. He's caviar. I'm gonna give him I'm gonna fish out a can of whoop ass. How's he gonna taste or something like that? I don't know why I bring it up, but he said about let's talk about this match. So the next match we got Stone Cold Steve Austin taking on Hunter Hearst Helmsley. I'm trying to talk about this. Yeah, it was just a good match. It was a good match. It's funny if it was 1999, 2000, 2001, it could be one of the best rivalries at that time. It could be the biggest rivalry since it's 1997. Austin was more over than Helmsley. Helmsley, yeah, you got Austin who won the King of the Ring the previous year in 1996, taking on the 1997 King of the Ring winner. It's funny they end up becoming future world champions, and Triple H will went on to win the Royal Rumble twice in 2002 and 2016. Anyway, the match was good. It was back and forth. China got involved one time. That was okay because China kind of she grabbed throws the red chair into the ring, distracting the referee. Helmsley trying to hit Austin in the trying to hit him with the chair. Mankind's trying to stop him, but he took the bullet. In the end, Austin hit Helmsley. That's the future Triple H, by the way, with the Stone Cold Stunner for the win. So yeah, I'm trying to get back to that promo. I think he said like eating caviar. Um, I'm gonna fish out a can of whoop-ass and how is it gonna taste like that, or how he's gonna taste it, or something like that. He brings up China, something about like I'm gonna move on. By the way, it was okay promo for Austin, but anyway, so he grabbed the mic, confronting Mankind, said about like all this for weeks now. You said pick me, Steve, pick me, and you called him a freak. Um, He said about bringing a war with you. You wants him to shake his hand. You thought like they hugged it out. You thought Austin and Mankind are the tag team. They're gonna face Bulldog and Owen for the tag team titles, but instead, Austin hit Mankind with a Stone Cold Stunner, and that was it. But but no, Mankind grabbed the mic after he got Stone Cold Stunner by Stone Cold Steve Austin. He said about like I just want respect. I want you to be my friend. You ruined it for this. Was it dressing meshes will be incurred, something like that. Next week I'm gonna do what I'm never gonna do again. The World Wrestling Federation is not going to be the same again. Stone Cold Steve Austin's not going to be still same again. Mankind is not going to be the same again. And it's setting up the debut of Dude Love. That's setting up the whole Free Face of Foley storyline because the last 1 year or 18 months, because he debuted at WrestleMania 12, by the way, he was Mankind, and I'll bring up Dude Love and Cactus Jack at the later on in the year. So because at the time the Mankind gimmick was get the not the deranged Mankind gimmick was getting like stale. He's been doing it since 1996, and then in 1997 he was. I'm not too sure he was more of a comedy act. I know he become the comedy act after the Hell in a Cell match in the following year in 1998 at King of the Ring. But you can tell he's getting more. He's starting to be a babyface. I think it's it's not like WWF don't have the rights of Cactus Jack and Dude Love. Mick Foley created the character, so I think they give him permission to do that. So look at Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy, debut or returned to the company in 2017. Can't use the broken gimmick because like Subclaim, JFW, TNA, Jeff Jarrett got the rights, and when they owned the rights, I think it was in late 2017, he used it, went full throttle. Yeah, it was a bust, but what I'm saying, get it right. But anyway, so moving on to the next match, by the way. So the next match, you had Sonny as a special guest ring announcer. You got Brian Shelley taking on Brian Christopher. They dubbed him as Too Sexy Brian Christopher. I'll get to that shortly. The match was just a bona fide squash match. In the end, Brian Christopher got the victory, and afterwards, Helen Lawler beat him down. I get it, Brian Christopher is the late son of Jerry the King Lawler. They said they got a match against the Puskies next week, and I think like Brian Christopher said about I'm gonna take all you Canadians. He's gonna challenge some Canadians, and that was it. Yeah, they're trying to give Brian Christopher some kind of push. It didn't really pan out for him. It's like they're trying to push Billy Gunn as Rockabilly. That was stupid. They never work as a single stars. I think they're better off being in a tag team. He was not getting over too sexy. Brian Christopher. You got more over when he was doing the Too Cool gimmick in the Attitude Era. I think back then he was not getting over. I think at the time they're not trying to acknowledge that. Oh yeah, Brian Christopher is the son of Jerry Lawler. They acknowledge it in 2011, bring Brian Christopher back. With a cup of coffee cameo, with bleached blonde hair. It's very weird to see Brian Christopher with blonde hair. This was during the feud between Jerry the King Lawler and Michael Cole. But anyway, that was like 14 years later. Anyway, let's move on to yeah. You had Vince McMahon interviewing Stone Cold Steve Austin. Um, he brings up the main event of Canadian Stampede, the 10-man, was it the 10-man tag team match, and I'm going to talk about right now. I forgot to mention it in my review of Canadian Stampede. Go and check it out. Um, you know, it's really sad. Like half the wrestlers in that main event at Canadian Stampede are no longer with us. They died. Like a few years later and decades later. It's just sad. But anyway, he brings up when Austin basically giving the Canadian fans middle fingers. He said about reaction, how they feel that the reaction will be in San Antonio. He said about you know the handcuffs, shackles, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Just because you can have my arms around my back, you cannot shut up my fingers. I think he said I could say when I want or what I want. That's the bottom line. It brings up the same shit about being the tag team. Who's your tag team partner? I don't give a rat's ass. He also took shots of Gorilla Monsoon. It's about like he has to exercise his right to pick a tag team for Stone Cold Steve Austin. He said he haven't exercised for 30 years. Was it? It's just like he said about. He didn't really call him fat. He said about like hasn't exercised his tubby gut body for 30 years, and he brings up, brings up the Owen Hart match. He's facing Owen at SummerSlam. Said about like he fails to win against Owen for the Intercontinental title. He must kiss his ass. So, and that was it. And also he kind of said to a fan, said about I'm gonna whoop your ass, something like that. I think he kind of interfered or something like. I think he interfered. I don't know, but anyway. So moving on to the main event. The main event, we got Bret Hart taking on Goldust. This okay match, but this is weird. You had the DOA coming out, didn't interfere. Then you got the Hart Foundation coming out, didn't interfere, no brawling. Then you got the Road Warriors. Then you got Ken Shamrock, and then you got fucking Austin. What the hell's going on? I simply do not get it. In the end, Bret got the victory over Goldust, and that was it. No brawl. And it's a bit of a letdown. It's just no brawl. And, why they're there. They look like jamokes. I don't want to get into it. I'm not going to rant and effing and jeffing for 10 minutes. It's just kind of weird. They're just kind of there. No brawling. No interference. It's better like Bret Hart just beating Goldust clean. I wish they did like a brawl. Like, the DOA brawling, the Hart Foundation brawl. Everyone, and I wish they end this brawl with a brawl to get the fans go home happy. Unfortunately, I think they missed the boat on that. So anyway, so my final rating for this Raw, I almost give it an 8. Actually, I give it this was a good show, not a great show. It was a good show. I give it 7 out of 10. It is a good show, by the way. Nothing in the bad. Undertaker not showing up was a bit disappointed. The main event with the whole DOA and Hart Foundation and other guys in the roster like LOD and Austin and Shamrock, look like jamokes. Why they're there, just end with a brawl. The Yoke is the Yoke. Actually, I'll put the Crush and Savio Vega in the bad. Wasn't really a bad match, but it was kind of filler. Didn't really serve a purpose. It's just I don't get it because Los Boricuas and DOA are feuding with the Nation. I don't get it. Bret and Goldust was okay. Wasn't anything good, but the good is a good. I like Bret's promo. I like Bearer's promo. I like Taka Michinoku versus Great Sasaki too. Despite the botches, I prefer that match of Canadian Stampede a bit better, but still a good match. The NOD versus Owen Hart Bulldog, good match. Yeah, it was a count out, but I let it slide. Stone Cold Steve Austin and versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley. It was good match. It was good, just good, a good Raw. Wasn't bad, wasn't terrible. I'll give it a thumbs up. So hope you enjoyed my review of Raw from the 7th of July, 1997. Leave thoughts in the comment section below. Smash that button, click the like, click the bell, subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube. Be part of the Central Unit for more wrestling videos and more. And this is the Sentiment official signing out. Check you later. And we'll see you next time for my review of Monday Night Raw for the 14th of July, 97.